Hey y'all, this is insight number 2, but part 3 of this week, so I don't know. It's the third day of study. How's that? So this is in Luke 23, which I didn't write down there. Luke 23, because that's where we are this week. Verses 39 to 43, and I've just called it Lord Remember Me, because I often feel like this, and this is a good example of how he does remember us in the midst of all the ugly. So let's have a look at the scripture. So this is while they're on the cross. And interesting to note is a sidebar that while you're on the cross, because of the way you're hung there, it's incredibly difficult to speak. It takes a lot of all your effort and strength. I mean, if you watch Survivor at all, and they do those challenges where they stand on the 2 pegs and they're on there for 3 or 4 hours, and when they have enough, they literally can't walk and have to be carried. And I mean, it's great entertainment, but it's incredibly mad as well. But they do it because it's a competition and they want to win and those kind of things. And people that do Iron Man or Iron Woman or whatever, those extreme sports where it's they don't talk while they're doing them. Any effort is distracting from the concentration it takes to pull that off. So Jesus is recorded, he has 7 statements from the cross. So look for those and how important they are. He takes care of his mother. He forgives the people the guards for doing what they do. And this is another one. You find them. I think you should go find them because I think they'll mean more to you when you discover them. But there are 7 statements from the cross that are recorded across these 4 chapters. And it would have taken incredible effort to say those things. So they're important. So let's have a look. So yeah, it says in 39, one of the malefactors, which, one of the other criminals, one of the other naughty boys, which were hanged, railed on him. So again, he was getting in on the mockery. The others were mocking him. Now this one of them's going yeah. He said, if thou be Christ, save thyself and us. Because the crowd's going, oh, save us, get down, save yourself. So this one thief, he's yeah, well, if you are Christ, get down, save me too, hello. A little selfish thinking, right? But the other one rebuked him, so stood up for Christ. Now, these guys are having trouble talking too, because they're in the same position. He says, dost thou not fear God, seeing thou art in the same condemnation? This is in verse 40. I think it's quite nice. Don't you fear God? You're in the same position, mate. Are you not, getting this? And in 41, he goes on, and we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds, as in we're guilty, we deserve to be here. And then he says, but this man hath done nothing amiss. This man is not guilty. And he said unto Jesus, Lord, remember me when thou comest into thy kingdom. And Jesus said unto him, verily I say unto thee, today shall thou be with me in paradise. And I think that's really beautiful. Lord, remember me. I'm not standing up for you to gain anything. All I'm asking is that you remember that I was here with you. Please remember me, because this sucks, right? So, on the story of the thief, because one describes it as a thief, this particular account calls them malefactors, which just means they broke the law, whatever that might have been. So we don't know his name, or names. Might have had 2. Don't know their name of the other one either. We don't know their name. All the crimes, the family, all the circumstance why they got there. Maybe he got caught stealing a loaf of bread to feed his family. Maybe he'd broken into Pilate's palace and literally stolen, I don't know, cutlery and plates or someone. Maybe he was human trafficking. Who knows? I don't know. Needless to say, he was caught and he was there and committed a crime, and he says there, yeah. So we don't know all the circumstances though. So we're not in a position to judge, but he was there and he knows he was guilty. So yeah, the 2 things that we do know about him was he knew he was guilty and he accepted the punishment. He's like, we're guilty of these crimes. We're here. We deserve to be here. The other important thing he knew was that Christ was true and that he was innocent. He did not deserve to be there. So these made all the difference. Christ met him on the cross, forgave his sins, and promised a reunion. And Christ does the same for us too. He meets us in our mistakes, our mires, our misery, and all the places. That's where he meets us, right where we are. Today when I'm not feeling the best, but He obviously wanted me to say something because he gave me words to say. And he'll give me strength to do what I need to do today. And it'll be enough. He meets us where we are, fills the need of what we have. Forgave the thief, forgave the malefactor. He'll forgive us too. And promises reunion. And he keeps his promises. If he says, I'll see you today in paradise with me, then you will. Our paradise there can mean different things, but basically a good place better than this world. It would cover it nicely. You could really get quite deep into exactly where that might be and what it might look like and blah, 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 but it's all conjecture. We know somewhat that there is a place where we go after we die, waiting for Christ to come again, but it's a good place. It may be many different thoughts on that one, and I don't want to get into that. We don't have time, and I don't actually know, so. But there is, yeah, you'll see me there. And he keeps his promises. So Elder Holland said, it is not possible for you to sink lower than the infinite light of Christ's atonement shines. So Christ's atonement, including Gethsemane and the cross, remember the cross is really important. It's a process that took his whole life. I've already said that. It's not just these two events. This is something he went through for his entire life, not only to prepare for, but to be capable of. Really, he had to grow and learn to get strength and do what he did to be able to be in this place to do that. And we all need to grow and learn and to do that. He had to do that too. But there's nothing that we can do that is going to sink lower or darken the light of the way the atonement shines. So whatever this guy had done to end up on the cross, this malefactor, whatever he'd done, he knew he'd done it, but he also knew that Christ could forgive him. And if Christ said, I'm going to see you there, then he knew it. He knew Christ was true. We still make mistakes. We do now. We might not be getting hung on a cross for it, thank goodness, because and incredibly barbaric. But we still might find ourselves in situations that we had no idea we'd end up there. We make the mistake to drive and have an accident and cause harm on someone, and suddenly we're up on manslaughter charges. And to us it was an accident. We didn't mean it, and yet the courts might see it differently. They might have a better lawyer than we do, and suddenly we're in prison. And it feels awful. And, you make decisions from there, and it can all just go really pear-shaped very quickly. So it's important to remember that, and I think I come back to this, and that no matter what we've done, even if we didn't intend to do it, or just, maybe we just made a mistake, because we do, Christ's forgiveness is real, and it's always there. He will meet us in those places, even if it's not a sin, even if it's just having a bad day, or even if it's having an okay day, or even if it's having a good day. He's going to meet us there and make it even better. We're going to let him in, but he'll be there. He's always there. We just might not be interacting. So it's very important. I go back to this man on the cross a lot with this scripture and just be like, he met him there, forgave him, and kept his promise. So I kind of wonder if they're working together still, and maybe they call themselves, crucifixion buddies or something. I don't know. Maybe they've got some tender name for each other. But that friendship was made there. And we can have that too. And I think that's just so cool. In those moments of whatever it is going on, we can have that connection. And we can make that friendship and have that relationship. So think about that. Lord, remember me, because he will. All right. One more to go. It's a good one. Hang around.